So this is the little kid, and he's very short. He's 5 years old, and as you can see, I wrote here his visual field is limited by his height, so he cannot see very high because he's very short. He's probably like 1 meter or something. He was 5 years old, and then bam, this is the bed. So this is the door. This is the little kid. This is the bed. The girl in red is Andrea. These are her breasts, and this is me in blue. And as you can see here, I wrote the visual field is blocked by Andrea's back. And what do I mean with that? So in order to understand this, you have to understand that the door was located to the left of the bed. So it was in front of the bed and to the left. So when someone entered the room and they would look to the bed, they would see the left side of the bed. And maybe a little bit of the front, but mainly the left side of the bed. So then the little kid would see Andrea's back, and he could not see past Andrea's back. And why is that? So again, he was 5 years old, so he was very short. He was again like 1 meter tall, probably as tall as the bed. So his visual field was exactly here, exactly around the level of the bed. So he could not see what was on the bed. What he could see was Andrea's back, and he could see that I had my left arm on her back. So then he could not see what was happening behind that. So he did not have a direct visual field to her breast. He could only see the left side of the bed, Andrea's back, but he could not see past Andrea's back. So therefore, he could see that one of my hands was on her back, and if it was on her back, it wasn't on her breast. So then it suggests that Andrea's false accusation included having only one of my hands on her breasts, the hand that the little kid could not see. But again, the little kid did not have his visual field could not see. Again, the kid could not see her breasts because her breasts were not in the visual field of her kid. The kid could only see her back and the left side of the bed, but he could not see her breasts. So then what happened, I stood up and I got out of bed and I went to the kid and I said, get the hell out, and I kicked him out. And so there was no time for anything to happen. So that proves that the little kid could not support the accusation of sexual harassment because he did not see what was happening. Her breasts were not in the visual field of the little kid, and this proves it. He could only see the left side of the bed and her back, and he could see that I had one of my hands on her back, and that was it. And on top of that, as soon as the door opened, in like half a second, we both got up. So there was no time for him to process what he saw properly, and he was 5 years old. So what happened to me is very clear. So the first half a second or 1 second is not enough time to be able to say exactly what you saw. And he was 5 years old. So his idea of what was happening was probably not accurate anyway. But then the most important aspect was that her breasts were not in the direct visual field of the little kid anyway. So it's 100% impossible for the kid to be able to say Paul touched her breast because he could not see what was happening. And this proves it. Here's the conclusion. The kid lied. Or he said something that didn't know if it was true. He didn't know if it was true. He heard his sister say something and just repeated what the sister said. And this is my conclusion. Andrea manipulated the little kid to lie and present false information to her boyfriend in order to distract the fact that she had been caught in a negative position with someone else, and she did that to distract from that fact and give her boyfriend a reason to focus his emotions on something else, on supposedly being sexually harassed. Well, she wasn't sexually harassed. So that's, in my opinion, that's something that only a psychopath can do. Absolutely complete disregard for moral values and for everybody involved.